Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com, and in this video, I'm going to cover some of the more popular futures markets out there for day traders. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. One quick clarification before I get started, and that'll be I will be using the 1 hour time frame. So if you're a beginner to charts, what that means is each one of these candlesticks here, as they're called, represents 1 hour's worth of time. So first market we're going to start at is in the NQ. As a reminder, if you trade the MNQ, then what I talk about here is just a mirror image, so you could still apply this to the MNQs. But what a crazy, crazy day, especially this crazy, crazy hour right here. This was a big old move. That next hour was also very crazy. And then you can see the rest of the day was a slow and steady grind back upwards. And it got back into a significant level, at least in my opinion, and that is back above 22,092. If you've been watching past videos, you know I've been talking about that level as the overarching bottom part of this sideways channel that the price had been in for quite a while. So not totally shocking to see that when it broke, it picked up that much more buying pressure. But I will say I didn't think that, especially when the price was down around here, that the price would be, back up above this area right here. So going into the next session, it certainly has some upward strength to it. You can't deny that. Nice upwards power. But now some of the key levels to watch moving forward from a resistance standpoint. First level right there, that purple line there, 50 period moving average. You can see that's where the price got rejected there. Didn't hit it exactly, but rejected. And then even back here has been serving as resistance. And then from just the overall arching bigger picture, nothing has changed here. Still up there at the 320 mark, which has been the top part of this sideways channel, as I already talked about. Now, if the price does decide to roll back over and it breaks back down below 22,092, which as of now, still considered an area of support because the price is back above it. But if the price were to fall down below that area, next level you'd want to watch very closely is that pink line there, which on my chart denotes the very famous 200 period moving average. And yeah, the price broke down below it, but once it got it back above it, you can see right there, went right back to acting as support. So keep an eye on that. Now, if the price comes down there and blasts down through the pink line, at that point, yeah, things could start to get squirrely in a hurry, as the price, I think, has a great chance of going down to 960, if not even lower than that. But as of right now, nice bounce. Let's see if it continues into the next session. Next one here, ES, and like a lot of the indices, it was a wild, wild ride. So big move down, broke down through that pink line there, which was not good to see at all. But to give credit where credit's due, and really just kind of illustrates the story of the day. The price slammed on the brakes, and then boom, essentially straight up, it's gone. So very solid upwards momentum headed into the next session, with the first big question mark, at least in my mind, once again at that purple line there, 50 period moving average, which has been very, very tricky. I mean, there's been instances both right there, and then price fell back below it, and then even right there this morning, got above it, fell back below it. So just because the price breaks above that purple line, like I said, I would be a little skeptical because we have, not once, but two instances right now of fake breaks of that level. Now, again, there could be a genuine break of it. Of course, I'm just saying, personally, I would be a little skeptical. And I'd also say to keep an eye on that resistance line right there. Got to think a lot of people are probably putting that in a play, so a lot of eyeballs will be watching that. And I make the comment about a lot of people watching, because when a lot of people are watching the same general areas and wondering the same general things, that's where you can get some of those self-fulfilling prophecies. If the price does roll back over, then once again, it just goes back to seeing if that 200 period wants to hold strong. If it doesn't, then the next area that would be very important is just simply where the bleeding stopped today, and that was down there right around, let's just call it the 6,100 mark. But yeah, nice upwards bounce, nice strength. Does this strength carry into the next session and push up through that breakout area right there? We'll see what happens. Next one here, the YM, and yeah, the YM was just even more so compared to the Nasdaq and the the S&P 500. So NQ and ES, the YM just it took a beating on the chin today. To be fair, though, it is like the other one, starting to curl back upwards, but not quite as aggressive as a curl back upwards. I am just going to get rid of these levels as they've served their purpose for now. First key update comes about just on a basic rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and close below, they tend to act as resistance. So if this upwards bounce does continue, the big question mark on my mind, and I think a lot of other people's mind, is how will the price behave right around that 44,400 mark, which, like I said, was this area of support. And then when the price broke below it there, I mean, wow, that opened up the floodgates quite a bit. But that'll certainly be the main dynamic from a resistance standpoint if the price can push back upwards to that level. And then you also want to keep it on the purple line there, 50 period moving average. Keyword being moving, because as the next session plays out, that line will move itself downwards and get more and more relevant. So if the price can push above this initial resistance, then, you'd want to turn your attention very quickly to that level. Now, if the price does decide it wants to roll back over, 44,000 remains that key area of support that I've mapped out previously. You can see right there, it got close, but never quite hit it. But it's still good from an overarching standpoint to see that the price is respecting this area as support. But again, if the price comes back down, becomes a very valid question. Of course, no guarantees, but I can see and understand the logic of people thinking, maybe this is going to be some sort of double bottom down here and you get the bounce. So keep that as a potential play and dynamic in the next session. But as of now, beat down, but a bit of a bounce. We'll see if it carries into the next session. Next one here is we're moving into the oil market, specifically crude, CL, and honestly not a whole lot to report just from an overarching standpoint because the levels I've talked about are still in play. Now, I will point out that this green line here, and this will mean more of those that have watched past videos, I put that in play, and I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. Look right how the price is bounce off that line. Now, if you don't believe me, I'm not offended. But the nice thing about YouTube is just go back in the video archive, watch your previous video, and you'll see I put that line in play. So I'm not patting myself on the back, but I am patting charts on the back because charts, while not a perfect tool, that doesn't exist. They are a very worthwhile tool to use, and we have a classic example of that right there. But more of the story there, if there is any sort of bigger pullback that's occurring right now, you really have three levels of support very close to one another. You have the 50-period moving average, you have the trend line support, and then you have the 200-period moving area. So that's not to say the price can't push down through there. All I'm saying is that if the price were to push down through there, that'd be a relatively big red flag, in my opinion, that the bears are starting to build up quite a bit more strength. And then on the flip side of things, as far as resistance levels are concerned, key overarching level still up there right around the 73.40 mark. In the near term, yeah, you could definitely, and I wouldn't say you're crazy at all. It seems as though the main battleground right now is around the 72.90 mark. Yeah, the price got above there, but the momentum quickly disappeared both times. So keep an eye on that battleground before you put too much emphasis on 73.37. But all in all, the trend remains intact, so we'll see if that can continue to be the case moving forward. Now moving into the precious metal markets and specifically gold, GC. And gold did a dirty move. That was pretty rough to the traders out there. This has been a key battleground, and you can see it did get the break, was acting like it wanted to be strong. It was building a nice little pattern up here. And then that move right there, I mean, wow, nasty, nasty move. And as soon as the price fell back below that red line, notice what happened. That red line went right back to now acting as resistance once again. So in the very near term, 29.64 going to be the main battleground to watch from a resistance standpoint. If the price can push up through there, then yeah, next key level would just be the highs from today, which are right around the 29.73 mark. In terms of levels of support, even with the pullback today, yeah, that was a dirty move. But think about that word, today, as in just, a single session. Now, looking at multiple sessions here, you can see the price still has plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. And as long as the price stays above that pink line there, 200-period moving average, right now valued at 29.35, then in my opinion, there's nothing to worry about from the bigger picture point of view. Now, if the price were to come down there and blast down through there, okay, that's where things start to change. But as of right now, gold is just going through another pullback, but these lows keep getting higher and higher. I mean, you can see there, that low, that low, that low, and if that low holds strong, then yeah, they're all still working in the upwards direction. And from a bigger picture bullish standpoint, that's the name of the game. So that wraps up the analysis, and what I want to do now is just, maybe you've already clicked on the link that you saw over above the video, but definitely check out Take Profit Trader. They're the prop firm that I use to trade futures, so they're who I use, they're who I recommend. They have a great payout policy. You can request as many payouts as you want, so there's a lot of good things going on, so make sure you check them out and use that link right now. They're doing a 50% off deal, and they're open to pretty much everybody around the world. Now, if your country's on that list, unfortunately for you, they're not available, but if your country is not on that list, then that means that they would be open to you and you can get direct access right into the USA markets via the futures. So like I said, give them a try if you're looking to expand who you use as a prop firm. Maybe you're looking to get into prop firm trading. I would definitely recommend considering them. And again, use that link to get the discount. As far as these videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, do a couple things for me. Hit that like button. And if you're looking for a super easy and free way to support the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching. Take care.